And what it do, YouTube? Is Junior here, back with another video, man. Look, today gotta change my brakes. They are terrible. It's my fault. Had a lot of things to take care of, the wedding and whatnot, and so I'm finally married now. To probably put on my ring before my fiance kills me. Wow, did I say my fiance, my girlfriend, or my wife? I've been so used to saying fiance and then my girl. Now I say my wife. It's kind of crazy, but hey, I'm married. But get these brakes done. Honestly, I don't know how bad they're gonna be. I don't even know if I can get them done. It's gonna be my first time doing it, so you guys are gonna learn with me. Catch it. So in this, I'm just gonna take out the sensor, and good thing we have a replacement. I'm gonna take this out here first. Take this top off. Now that's done. So next, I'm gonna use this flathead to pop this sensor off. So me lifting this head and switching this should be able to bring this out, and now the sensor is out, and that's perfect. What I'm just gonna do is use this 21mm socket. I'm just gonna try to take this off instead of just taking unnecessary pieces off. That works. Let's loosen the bottom one as well. All right, guys, so with a lot of effort, I was able to take this off. I screwed up. I got this way too low, to the point where like, it was ridiculous to get off. They're ridiculously hard, and now look at my pads. Like, that's just embarrassing. Ah, I'm an idiot. No good on me, and it's kind of uneven. Just great job, DJ, great job. Whew. So far, so good. I got this from my local parts store. So, don't ask me where I got this from. FCP has one, and I didn't go there because I want to make life difficult, apparently. All right, guys, so I had to go to AutoZone, get this tool. Hopefully this works as a, I guess a piston compressor. I'm gonna just put the pads back on. I can't put the old pads back on, so I'll put the new ones back on. I know I don't wanna really mess up the material in the padding, so don't do what I do this time, but just do it when you first take it off so that you don't have to worry about that problem or that potential issue. But yeah, I had to go to the store and get these. So hopefully we can compress these pistons and put this back on once and for all. So honestly, guys, I got the caliper back on. Gonna be a little dramatic really quick. Update, I ended up doing this to the sensor because I went all around the world for the sensor. Picked it up at the local parts store, ended up not fitting, not because the sensor is bad, but because the brake pad didn't let me fit it in. Been out here all day since like 3 o'clock. I clearly suck at changing the brake because this is still the first wheel. But that's fine. Let's do the rest of what we gotta do with the actual brake pad. And this is where I ended up putting it. Tucking it right there, hopefully it doesn't come undone. I'll figure out a different solution if this doesn't work, but that's where we're at right now. 10 o'clock now, PM. And again, this is where the problem lies. The problem lies here. These clips that I got, the aftermarket clips that were not from MCP Euro, I believe these are the things that are making it really hard for me to put the brake pads in. I don't know, I just never thought I'd have this much of an issue with the part that I feel like this is probably the simplest part. Okay guys, so let me put this horizontally because this is moving. So update. I was able to get the first one in, as you can see. And the problem was that, so you see this part is a lot smaller. It's easier to clip in when it comes to the brackets. And this part is a lot more flat. So basically once you insert this part in the deep end of the bracket, in the valley part of the bracket, you still gotta get this clearance through, right? So that everything can fit snug. The problem is, this is the hard part. So this goes in easily when you try to plug and play. It's just that you have to like use a lot of leverage and try to squeeze this in here. So what I did was not only did I put lube on this side, right? So this corner side, and make sure not to touch the pad material, but I also used that flathead right there. I don't know if you guys can see it. I used that flathead and I put more pressure on like the corners right here, and then I pushed it down, right? So that it could get into the actual brackets and put it in. Because this, like I said, this is the last part, and this, like I said, this should be the easiest part, but it's not been, and I haven't been using my brain. I've been really lazy. I've been complaining a lot, but ultimately, like I said, it's my first time doing my own brakes, let alone doing it on a car of this caliber. And I'm also trying these CarboTech 1521 street pads because my friend Mamba RS5 on Instagram said these are like wonderful brakes. And my guy RS5_bronze on Instagram, I'm sorry for the noise, it's starting to rain. Yeah, but RS5 Bronze said that these were, this brand has great track pads. So just wanted to see if they were worth the hype. I spent all day putting them in. Part of it's because I'm a casual, but I do believe the other part is because, you know, they just have a weird fitment. Like even the wear sensor, this does not fit. So I bought a sensor and I knew it didn't fit because it fit in my previous, I put the new sensor on the previous pad and it fit perfectly, but on this pad it did not even go in. So, and would you look at that, seconds later everything fits perfectly. So yeah, it's pretty interesting what happens when you use your brain and a little bit of elbow grease when it comes to these strong cars. But let's get this on the rotor. Like I said, I'm gonna have to end up changing these rotors pretty soon. And when I say pretty soon, I mean really soon, but I just needed the pads really soon, as you can tell by my actual compound. As you can see, these little hairline cracks, which are common with drill rotors, but still, it doesn't make me feel the best. And here are the pads that I had right before that. So these are actually better than my other ones on my driver's side. But this is basically what it turned into. It's so bad that it can't even focus. Yeah, but this is still, like I said, better than the driver's side. So you could tell that this needed to be fixed. It's kind of ignorant to be doing spirited driving and to have pads like that and rotors like that I have now. So definitely will be smarter and definitely will be a lot more proactive. But yeah, just one step at a time, guys. All right, guys, so it's the next day. Hopefully this will be easier. Now I'm gonna use the OBDEleven app and I'm gonna retract the electronic parking brakes. Hopefully we have no scares like we did yesterday, or else this one we probably won't be able to recover from. So yeah. All right, guys, so like I said, to use your OBDEleven app to retract the rear brake piston, you gotta open the app. You gotta go to apps, of course, and then go to the workshop at the top right. That's the tab, and then you're gonna see all these different applications of what you can do to service your car. And then you're gonna look for the brake pad replacement. And then once the change value pops up, you're gonna basically make sure you follow the directions. So turn ignition on, parking brake on, stuff like that, use open function. Just follow those directions basically. And the main important part is to make sure you change the value to open, because once you do that, the piston will be retracted and you'll be good to go to change your brakes. All right, guys, so yeah, so now that we took the wheel off, I'm gonna end up reusing my sensor because I don't have a replacement one. So let me turn it away this way. Sorry guys again for the shaky. So I'm gonna remove the sensor. You have to remove this protector because it's protecting the wire from getting caught up in anything. So you remove that and then you trace that. And then the next thing you do is this clip here. You just unclip that. Be careful, use a pick tool. Unclip that, then the wire becomes unclipped. And after that, you have to use, like, let's say a pry tool to lift this part up so that you could twist this, and then this will release, and then you should be good. You might not need anything else to do anything else, and then you'll be able to to remove the caliper off once you take these two bolts off, and I'll show you what you guys need to use to take those two off. Okay guys, so a little update. I wasn't able to take this piece out. Struggling with that, and I don't feel like being here forever, so I'm thinking I could do this without that. So I'm gonna take this out first. Once you get to this juncture, you'll use a 13mm socket to unloosen that, but you need the adjustable wrench here to hold this area right here, right? And so that the screw could come out. And you'll do the same for the bottom right there. And once you do that, the caliper should come off. So let's do it. All right guys, so once you do that, I took the screws out, as you can see right here, down the bottom right here. Once you do that, this should be able to come off. Looks like I'm gonna have to use a little bit of elbow grease, so 1 second. Okay guys, I don't have the hook, so again, there's a couple of things I'm doing wrong here that I know that you professionals will not do, so just in case you don't already know, don't do what I do. So these are the pads. I had struggled taking this out, so I damaged it a little bit, so I don't know if I would reuse it. I doubt it'll fit anyway because of those freaking pads. But anyway, yeah, these are the pads that are in there right now. So let's see how they look. They aren't nowhere near as bad as the front ones, but as you can tell, I stay in sport a lot, or else these pads would probably wore out a little bit more evenly. Quick update. So with these pads, CarboTech pads, and this is the number that's on the box. I don't know how that's not the size that I saw on the website, but that's neither here nor there. Anyway, or the part number that's on the website. There's some clips that come with these stock, out of the box. And you can see right here, these won't let you fit. Well, at least on my end, they don't fit with these clips. So I just used these pliers and just ripped them off. Took a little bit of time, like probably 30 seconds each, but it's easy to get them off pretty much. And then, as you can see right here, I can put them on. So this is gonna be the other side. Ran out of grease, so we're just gonna put these on regardless. You should be fine. They were pretty easy to get off. Okay, so they're in now, properly placed in the clips. Let me see. I'm gonna put the caliper back on and all the sensors. All right guys, so I put the sensors back where it's supposed to be. My flash's not on right now, but you can still be able to see it. So it was this one I removed, right? Removed that out of the socket. Just unpinned this. I didn't unlock that because I couldn't do it. I clipped this back together, right? Clipped that back together and covered that back up again. And I ended up reusing the same wire. Thank God that it didn't mess up completely. But I did break a piece of it off. If this would focus. I don't think it's gonna focus, it's too dark. Yeah. So I'm reusing that. So and I actually put the pins back in. So when you tighten this back up, you're gonna have to use a torque wrench, of course, and tighten it back up to 35 Newton meters. So once you tighten that back up to 35 Newton meters, you can put the wheel back on and you can switch to the other side. All right, guys. After a whole day of work, almost 24 hours, I changed the brakes. Make sure you change your brakes on time. Make sure you just have all the tools you need. You know, a lot of the times you might think that you don't have that, but you don't need to buy it. That's kind of why it took the longest. This entire install only took this long because of me. It was really honest, because of no company, because of nobody else's fault. It was my fault. Once I was able to, finagle and use a little elbow grease, everything was pretty much easier. Like the rear calipers and the rear pads was a really easy process. So I think you guys should definitely do it. If you have done brakes before, if you haven't done brakes before for the first time, I suggest you start on another car. Don't stress yourself out, because it's definitely possible you get stressed out here if you don't do everything perfectly right, like I did not do. But if you're not an idiot like me, you pretty much have an easier process with this. So I'm just gonna go ahead and embed these now, but I wanted to show you the process too. Honestly, just putting the electronic parking brake back on, so you have to do it through the OBDEleven app again. And that's what we're gonna do here. Now, I can't screen record and record at the same time, so I'll just put this on the side. All right, guys, so for this process, it's pretty much the same as previously, but instead of going to the app section, brake pad replacement, and pressing open, you'll press close to contract those pistons again, and make sure you pump your brakes physically afterwards, because they will go straight to hell, straight to the floor. And then after that, embed your brakes, of course. If you guys want me to do a video on that, I can, but if not, it's pretty self-explanatory or simple, same with every car, and we'll be good to go. Now, I thank you guys for even watching this video. I definitely was struggling the majority of the time, but it was definitely fun on my part just being able to do something for my car. So you guys should be interested in what I start doing on the next one, because I started to get a little bit more in the weeds. But hopefully, like I said, you guys like this one. Like, comment, subscribe, and wait for the next video, man. Peace.